Thank you for being a part of this four-part series. Whether you're just joining at the end, you've been through all of the 4 weeks, or whatever parts you were a part of, I hope you got out of the sessions which you actually needed to get out of the sessions. Now, I created this four-part money and trauma and power and trauma in business because it was something that I needed. It was something that I wasn't necessarily seeing played out and talked about in other places. And so that's why I created this, because this is actually what I needed. I grew up in a family where there was a lot of power and manipulation, um, control to get what the desired outcome was, and that was compliance. And that really led to a lot of financial abuse that I didn't realize was financial abuse until, maybe the past several months, that I was like, oh, that's actually what that was, because it's not talked about when you're actually talking about abuse in families. And I would be told, okay, you'll get lunch money if you're good. You'll get school supplies or clothes for school if you're good. Whatever good meant. And it really meant compliance. Now, at the time, I had no idea. I lived in fear. I was controlled. I had to break out by going and getting a job so that I could provide myself without having to actually comply to those rules. That really played out in my business. That fear of, oh my gosh, I'm going to upset somebody, I'm going to do something wrong. And that really, really stunted my business growth. That fear of the oppressor, that, oh my gosh, I have to do the right thing or else I'm not going to get paid, or they're going to just be mad at me and just bring my name through the mud and all these things because they weren't happy. I didn't go above and beyond. I didn't do all of these things. And this needed to be talked about on how to break the trauma that's not always named. Because what is often seen is if your financial needs are provided for, then you're fine. You got a roof over your head, got clothes on your back, food on the table, you're fine. But what's not discussed, and I'm from the generation of we don't talk about what's behind closed doors, we keep it in the family, that's it. What's not talked about is what is at stake in order to get those things. Now, retrospectively, I don't think that I would have actually had those items withheld from me, but the fear, the control, the I have to constantly perform and be good enough in order to get basic things. This isn't like going on some vacation. This is basic things. And what that did to my nervous system, and what that did to my self-esteem, and what that did in so many different ways, I think is something that can't be just in my family, especially those of us of certain generations. Can't just be me. And my cat is saying hi and being like, yes, yes, it's got to be more. So I'm hoping that through this series, that someone was helped. Someone saw themselves in these stories of, yeah, I'm doing that same thing because I didn't realize that this is actually happening and why I was having the business stunting that I was because the trauma wasn't being addressed. So I had to actually address the trauma in order to move forward. So I hope this helped, and I will see you in the next video.